everyone, this is Darryl20, and welcome to episode 4 of Darryl20's Let's Play of FTB Evolution. Today I did some mining between episodes, and I'm currently just smelting up some of the ore that I mined. I will tell you, I very much enjoy having like the equivalent of what's now Fortune 3 thanks to this nifty little mod that I've got going on. And I definitely upgraded a few other things while I was here. I got some athletics skills. So where am I at? Grow in size. I don't know what that does. What does that do? Grow in size. Do I want to know? Like, I'm a little concerned about that. I don't know what that does. Yeah, not a clue. Not a clue. What I get in my event? Ooh, an Ivender. That is an adventurous item. 4 of them, no less. 4 of them. Not too shabby. Well, let's hand in this quest just so I can get rid of this thing. So what did I get here? All kinds of stuff. I got the arriving traders warm up on this block instead of in your face. That's a cool. Alfred GG's prized trophy. The no solicitors sign wards off certain pesky intruders within a reasonable area. Right click with wool to toggle silent mode. Neat. And then a nice display statue. We should probably display. I'm gonna put up like the no solicitor sign, and then I'm gonna put a display stand with the trophy on top, just so that they get the hint, as it were. As it were. So anyway, plan for today. Oh, figure it out as I go. I'm thinking maybe get a house going outside. Maybe get out of this here basement. Maybe get some more upgraded gear. Clearly broke my osmium pick, and since I had a diamond pick anyway, I started using it for my mining. Made a new hammer for stuff. So just like standard getting things ready thing. Did say I wanted to get into refined storage nice and early. So might do that. I think we should get our first house up and running, though. And I know I can get a house, and I will probably make one, but that doesn't mean I don't also want to get, like, my standard dyer home. Only because, like, it's my standard dyer home. How would I not be making that? So I've got a bunch of cobblestone from the mining I've been doing. I'm probably just going to swap you out here to do that. You can see, burning up a little bit of coal, but we are probably hurting for power. I do want to look into, very specifically, that, the coal mining thing. In fairness, I have a lot of coal. I just haven't, like, converted it into this. And you know what? I wonder, coal ore, the coal geode stuff. Where is that? This stuff. Is there a block version of you? There is. You are not ore dictionaried with coal blocks. Darn. I was hoping that would be like an easy thing. Well, I can still look at the ore dictionifier. All I really need to get going is a little bit of steel and basic control and diction. Like, shouldn't be hard. Like a simple metallurgical confuser with some redstone and osmium, and I'm good to go. Right? That's definitely something to try. In a minute. I wanna get my home situated first. So for that, I think I would like to do some gadgets. So I'm gonna make myself a nice copy and paste gadget, a nice template manager, and all that stuff, and then be ready to make some things. I do have diamonds. I do have iron. I do have lapis and redstone. That should be cool. So you might as well get an exchanger while I'm at it, and a copy paste. You know what I probably also want is a cut and paste. Only because I almost feel bad that I made the cut and paste gadget so good. Because it almost precludes the need for a destruction gadget anymore. Because you can just kind of like cut the area that you want to not, have happen. I feel a little bad about that. I should, But also, I'm also a big fan of like, it's really fun though. It's really fun though. And we're going to need some more power soon. Okay, so that gets that. Let's also get a pocket generator, which should be not too hard to get. We're just going to need a little bit of ferrocore and some redstone What else do I have in there? A couple coal. Nice little furnace. Should be doable. Bing, bang, boom. Sweet. Should probably focus on redstone next time I go mining. Getting there. And I think the last thing I'm going to want to do is probably get myself some better fuel. I'm going to let that cook for a minute, just so I can have more fuel, because clearly I'm a little bit low. I'm going to need it for that and for the pocket generator. And I should probably consider a fuel canister, which will need a little bit more. I think that should be cool. Yeah, buddy. All right, need to do a little crafting, so I'll come back when done. Now's a good time to mention the sponsor of this video, CreeperHost. CreeperHost is a server hosting company that I've been using for quite some time. I've got a couple personal servers with them that I use for friends and family. I very rarely have any issues at all, but on the a couple times where I've needed help, their support has been exceptional. Very quick response times, very helpful to get things sorted out. And they've offered to sponsor this video with a very special offer, 15% off for the lifetime of your server. So if you're looking for a server hosting company and you're looking to get a server to play with your friends, take a look in the description of this video and you'll see a link, which if you use it to sign up, will give you 15% off for the lifetime of the server, not just the first month. Thank you, CreeperHost, for sponsoring this video. All right, and while I'm here, I should be able to get my run speed and walk speed upgrades installed on my legs. Hooray! Any other upgrades I need to do right now? Probably not urgently, but that'll be a nice boost for me. I'm cooking up more coal, even though I got what I needed. I do need to make sure that I've got a little nether work going on. And since I know I can, like, you know, grow that stuff really quickly, I'm not too worried about making sure I've got a lot stocked up. So I've got you running, charging up my gadgets here. I think I want to prioritize my copy paste, so I'll put that higher in my inventory list. Let's go over here and see if I have handy my my stuff. So let's do this. I guess here's fine enough. So I should be able to put this in here. And then if I paste in my 9x9, that should be cool. Oh, did I make that whole thing? Oh, that's nice. I didn't realize I made, like, the whole 9x9. That's kind of cool. I did not realize I had a copy and paste for that whole structure. But I will take it. Okay. Load that up into my gadget. And then I guess our job first is to change my keybinds. Key F. Category gadgets. I like anchor to be G, and I like settings menu to be F. So in paste mode, show me materials list. I'm a little short on glass, but otherwise I have everything I need to make a really nice house. A really nice dire house, if we're being a little bit more accurate. It ain't a nice house. It's a nice dire house. I'm not the best builder in the world, but you know. But it's my thing. I can't very well have a Let's Play series where we don't start with one of my standard house designs. It's also just, like, very comforting. It's just like, this is my thing. It's my little I know where everything goes. I know where things are positioned early game, and then I can branch out and do cool stuff. That should be cool now. So if we check our materials list, we are good to go. Now, do I need to, like, clear out some terrain before I do this? I'm thinking yes. So let's get our cut and paste gadget ready to go here. Now, if I remember correctly, which I should because it's my mod, but if I remember correctly, cut and paste does not exactly is that like a pretty reasonable, or do I want to go like Maybe more like that. I'm worried that cuts into my base, though, a little bit, my existing base. I want to be careful not to cut into that too far. Maybe that. Is this cutting into this area or no? Can't quite tell. May not be that low. But also it might be. I don't know. Let's also not lose this stuff, because we want to make sure not to lose that. Yes, it does cut a little bit close into that area. See, it'll snip all those machines if I let that happen. So let's be a little smarter about it. What I will do is something like this should be cool. And then that'll clip right in front of my door if my math is correct. Actually, no, my door is one more forward. See, that's why I was maybe a little bit off. So I did that. Yeah, then that won't steal nothing. All right, that should be relatively cool. Let's see what happens. Snip. Start back there again. And cut. Not enough energy for cut. What? I need a lot more energy. Probably. We'll get there. I'll come back when it's done charging up. How are we for power, by the way, here? Pretty good. Little bit more power needed. I'm gonna do more of this, and I will be back. Because that's my real thing now. Be right back. Alright, we should be close now. Cut! Hooray! It worked. Should be trimming. There it goes. Nice. Well, I like that. Very cool. All right, and then we can tidy up the ground a little bit-ish. I guess what I probably need to do first is decide where to build. Should maybe try to chunk align it in an intelligible way, but also not that important if I don't. Let's do... So I'm going to put you in my backpack for a minute so other things can charge. But you can totally... So if that's the front, I kind of want to rotate it. So what if we anchored it like here-ish? What is that thing? Controls, keybinds, G. What are you? Oh my goodness, lots of things. Oratech implant controls. Interesting. Head curio menu, anchor for building gadgets, open and close curios menu. Actually, I do like that being G. Broom activate, that should be cool. Anchor set. Does that look nice? I mean, yeah. Not exactly what I would call chunk aligned, but, you know, not terrible. Now, if we did move it, what we could do is make sure that this dude... We put that there. That's pretty darn close to chunk aligned, right? Because then this is one chunk. Though this back does kind of align poorly. So maybe we should push it back some to the point where the center line here is chunk aligned. I like that, right? So that's kind of cool. So that's a chunk like that. Yeah, that should be good. Does that look like a nice place to place the house? Sure. Build it up, would you? All I ever wanted was a one-click house build. and I do kind of appreciate having that as a capability. Wow, we had like just enough cobblestone too. That's kind of cool. I'm probably just going to void all these seeds, so I'm not sure exactly why I'm running around picking them all up. But I do need the coal, kind of. Alright, now what I want to do is probably spend at least a few minutes. Maybe I won't void all the seeds, we'll see. There's got to be something in here I don't need, right? Arcwood planks, that doesn't really fit. Okay, now what I'm going to do is probably get you cooking there. You guys can be done for a minute. I'm going to spend just a minute tidying up out there. Let me sleep through the night. I want to make the ground all dirty. I want to make, you know, just look a little bit nicer. Oh, yay. I guess that's the first time I actually slept. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is, like, zoom somewhere far away where I don't, like, super care about harvesting all the dirt. And harvest all the dirt. Cool. And once I have a bunch of dirt, then I can fill in some of the holes and tidy up the terrain. So I'll be back once I do some of that. All right, let's pick out a floor. What do we got going on floor-wise here? Let me see what I want. I want connected textures on. That's what this is, right? And that might be a little too busy looking. I'd like it to be a little bit less than that. I kind of like the laid blackstone bricks. That looks kind of cool. So many options. I thought that meant connected textures. I might have been wrong. Ooh, that looks kind of nice, right? I like that. Cut blackstone column. Well, that's also looking nice. I don't know how much of the border we'll see, though, but that's kind of nice. Brick bordered blackstone. Let's do that for a floor. Does that sound cool? Alright, so then you're going to do that, but you're going to be in fuzzy mode with a range of 7, right? That's cool. And then a range of 3. Yeah, that looks nice. Now we're getting somewhere. See, Dyer tries to make things look nice. He doesn't often succeed, but he tries. Now for the walls. Let's do something very nice-ish for the walls. Obviously, I'm going to use cobble because, like, I don't have a lot of other resources for walls. But, like, I could try something neat. Again, not something too busy. I usually go with just bricks because, like, that usually looks good enough, right? But, I mean, I can at least look to see what my other options are. Oh, those look kind of nice. Flat cobblestone tiles. I don't want something too busy only because, like, video compression, YouTube, not always great. So if it's like too much going on, it can sometimes look blurry or bad on the videos that you guys are watching. So I do love that one. I always liked that one. But that's always a good floor texture in my opinion. That could be cool. The cut cobblestone column. That might be nice. Alright, I picked one. Hello, Skelly. What up? Hiding in my house from the daylight? Rude. Alright, so you're gonna be 7 now. Is that cool? Do we like that? I guess you should be 8, right? Because I think 8 would be good. Okay. I should put some kind of column there so that I get the edge. That's what I should be doing. Because I like having that edge there, so I should put some kind of like border around it, right? That feels right. Let's not have fuzzy mode on, by the way. Yeah. So I want some kind of like column deal on the outer edge. I will continue this and be back when it's all tidied up and you guys can tell me what you think. Kind of like this. That's kind of cool, right? If I did that, would that be neat? How do we feel about that? That's kind of nifty. And then like that, like for like a bordery type deal. Is that cool? I like it. I think I like it. I think I like it. We need it to be like all the way around though, right? So like basically also here and here. Is that cool looking? Seems cool looking. And from the inside it makes it look nice because then you get like the borders on all the corners there and that looks pretty good, right? The only place we would need to also sneak it in would be on this corner. Right? Okay. I could handle that. Let's do that. So you go there. And then you're gonna go here and here. Let's get a few more of them. Yeah? And then vertical. Looks cool to me. I'm on board with all this. The only thing that may not be perfect right now is maybe under here. That's going to be a little better. It doesn't have to always be that down there, just as long as it's something so that the border exists, right? That's all I'm looking to make happen. Right? So like under this row would also sweet. Alright, Dyer spent like most of an episode building a base. I tried to make it look nice. You all have to give me let me know. Did you like me doing an episode of trying to build nice structure? Let me know. Give me honest feedback. Like, no, Dyer, we like watching you build machines. This was boring. Or, yay, Dyer, trying to make a nice 9x9-ish structure. And also feel free to tell me if it does look nice or not. Because, I mean, like, I think it looks okay. Not terrible. Alright, let's see if I can cut you guys. Yes. And stick you rotate. Oh goodness, please don't lose my stuff. You shouldn't lose my stuff, but yay, it worked. It's supposed to work, but I always get nervous with cut and paste because you never know. But it's supposed to work. Do we want to try grow in size? Because at this point, I'm very curious what it does. And I just noticed I had a skill point. Now, in fairness, you know what we could do is we can totally put our Mega Torch in the middle. Of here right now. And then we should get no more dudes spawning. I wanted to try... So there was a quest in here somewhere. Where was it? There was a quest about resetting. Wasn't there? Did I fever dream that? Wasn't there a quest somewhere that was like reset your things? It was in the Wild Hunt, right? Yeah. There we go. I knew that. I knew I had it. I knew that existed. So if I wanted to reset athletics, I could do that as a repeatable quest. So I want to try this grow in size thing because I don't know what it does. Grow in size. There's no details on the tooltip. Like, I understand what 5% movement speed and 10% sprint speed do. No, I assume grow in size means it makes your character larger, but like, how is that a good thing? Why would I want that? I don't know. So I want to do it and see if that's what it does, and then, you know, remove it if I don't like it. Oh, that's exactly what it does. It absolutely just makes your character larger. Why do I want this? Why is this a thing that I want to have happen? I don't understand. Why would you ever want this? I'm grown in size. I guess I'm one block taller now, right? Like in general, I'm one block bigger. So now if I can hit this, there we go. Okay, and then successfully claimed reward. And now if we look at athletics, I've got 15 points. Okay, cool. And because that's a repeatable quest, we can do that whenever we want. That's cool. I like that. Okay. So now I can make, you know, my movement speed, sprint speed, fall damage. Not that I care a lot about fall damage, right? But, because at some point I'll have, like, no fall damage at all. But I can always respec again whenever I want, right? So more movement speed, dodge chance. I don't think I care about jump heights right now. Though I did like having them. Actually, I think I will get jump heights in a minute. And this is all swim speed stuff down here, right? So I'd rather focus on dodge chance right now, because that just sounds cool. Okay, that leaves me 3 points that I can use for jump heights, and then I'll do more later, right? So I get a minor thing there. I probably do want jump boost on my boots now. Because I've got step assist, getting jump boost does sound like a cool plan. But I need to, like, continue relocating all this stuff. What I could do is cut you. And just to get me rolling, right? Not that this is necessarily where things are gonna stay, but like, a nice convenient way to kind of move everything all at once. And then we can have a couple of you, a couple of you. You should go in here so that I can get the proper cobblestone out that I can use for making pistons for my jump boost upgrade that I can then put on my boots. All right, so now I got jump boost from my dire gear. Wow, that is a good jump boost, let me tell you. I can almost jump over my house. Almost. All right, relocating my base has never been easier. And this guy's supposed to store all the experience when you break him, but I also don't even trust my own mod. So just in case it decides to misbehave, I will right? So then usually I stick you here, store all that back, okay? I like the idea of this being somewhere prominent. I just do no soliciting. Although that's usually where I put like smelter. That's usually where I put my furnace and stuff for the time being. Wow, that sign, whew, takes a hot minute to break. I'll put it outside. It can be outside. No soliciting. It's cool. What do you want from me? It's cool. I almost want this outside too, implying that like any wandering traders who come by should know what happens if they solicit in my base. All right, that looks cool to me. Dyer's just having fun. Let me have fun. Usually I stick this dude here, respawn point set. I will move you guys to here. Is that cool? And then move you. Maybe to here. And I like to usually have one over here too. Maybe I'll put you there for now. That should be cool. And you don't necessarily need to exist much longer. You guys, usually I have you over there, don't I? That thing can stay where it is, though. Cool. And then my goo crafting can exist wherever for the time being. That's usually my hammock that I may or may not need at some point. All right, is my old base all cleared out now? I would say yes. All I'm going to do is snag this and this. And we're officially moved out of our hole in the ground and have a proper Dyer base. Look at that. Now what I'd like to do is, do I actually have the stuff to get into refined storage? Because I feel like I should, right? What I'll need is, let's come up with a list of things we're going to need, okay? I need a controller. I don't need much of you guys anymore. I still want that Ore Dictionifier, but we'll get there when we get there. So next two priorities for me is let's get a refined storage system up, which would be pretty awesome to have by episode 5. We're going to want some cables. We're going to want a disk drive. We're going to want like probably a 16K storage, maybe a 64. We'll see. And that's kind of like a big thing you're going to need is processor bindings, which is going to need some kind of slime ball, right? Now, in this pack, there's a thing called a resin and a rice slime ball. Resin slime ball is made from block of resin in Zycraft machines. And bioresin is made from an extractor from, okay, so that might be a thing. Rice slime ball is made from rice dough from actually additions, which is 3 rice. Pretty sure we have rice seeds. Am I wrong about that? Oh, we don't have that double click mod thingy in here? Could have sworn we had rice seeds. I do. Sweet. Are you the kind of thing that needs to grow in water versus like near water? Definitely not in water, unless you're supposed to grow on tilled underwater. Don't do that. Nobody wants that. I guess that's it. Okay. Yeah, nobody's telling you to plant things. Like, I know I have seeds in my inventory, and I guess that kind of makes sense, but like also... And I'm assuming that you guys will get me lots of rice very quickly, right? And then I can use all this rice to make rice dough, which I can then use to make whatever else, right? Do that and 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 that. Well, maybe the worms I'll keep. Maybe the worms I'll keep. Is that cool? Okay. And then you're suddenly going to be my home. Oops, set home. Set home. Okay. So now I've got rice, so I can make rice slime balls. Just want to make sure I have like a good way to do that. It might need some kind of like more watery type stuff, but it's water. I can manage, right? I've got a bucket. I'm cool. I'm good to go. What else? What else? What else? That should be good. So rice slime ball is what will be after. What else for refined that I'm going to need to get going? We're going to need the crafting terminal. Crafting grid. Yeah, that dude. And then we'll start with that. And then we'll do probably an external storage bus with a drawer controller and, you know, all the things that we normally do. But with refined storage instead of applied logistics. And see how that goes. And, like, not entirely sure how it's going to play out yet. I want to play with refined storage and then see, like, yes, do I want to use this forever throughout the series? Or do I at some point want to transition to applied logistics? I don't know the answer to that yet, because I haven't actually played with refined storage in the latest versions. So for now, Ep4 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and keep doing what we've been doing. You know, having fun with stuff and things. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And for now, take it easy.